want to say on podcast now.
Yeah.
I've heard like retarded like 5 times on podcasts. I'm like, you know what?
Yep. You have, and that ends up being the word I say a lot. And I'm like, oops, 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 oops.
Because that was a great word in the 80s. And we
Yeah.
didn't mean that somebody was mentally damaged.
Right.
It
We
was
didn't
just
mean that.
it was like go
No, I
ahead.
think that's exactly what we meant with somebody was mentally damaged, not developmentally delayed.
Yeah, we didn't mean like on the spectrum. We just like, yo, shut your retard ass. You know, because when somebody says something that's not something stupid, you know.
Yep.
But, you know, but the PC just went too far. Like you couldn't say crazy, you couldn't say stupid no more. Like, what are we doing?
I didn't know you couldn't say crazy. Good grief.
Oh yeah, that's been a bad word for at least 10 years.
10
Man.
years?
Hmm.
I thought it was just recent because those when we showed that list on the other show of the words you couldn't say no more. And I was like,
No,
what
but
can you say?
I say 10 years because they've been calling women crazy for at least that long or more.
Well,
Did you
it's been
see
true.
how they describe a lesbian now? There's a certain university that was describing a lesbian as a non-male attracted to another non-man. And so J.K. Rowling said, oh, wow. So basically you're saying a non-woman attracted to a non, you're saying you won't say the word woman, basically. They wouldn't say the word woman.
Well, the one that put me over the top was minor attracted person.
Yeah.
That's the new phrase they're using to define a pedophile.
That's
Yep.
the pedophiles pushing that narrative. They need to shut them down.
Hey, look, NAMBLA has chapters, so excuse me, they're being well funded.
Mhm.
So
If I find that I no.
wait,
No.
wait, but I got it from a TikTok I watched, and the guy was just like the person. He was like he called him a pedo, and he was like, I prefer the term minor attracted person. That's offensive. I was like, wait a minute, you're standing here as a whole grown adult trying to take a child and
Yep.
do terrible things to him, and you're offended.
Mm-hmm.
Can somebody back him up, please? Call the
Yeah.
hood in.
Yeah, pedophiles are getting way too entitled. You need to shut that down. I mean, it like the PC world. I mean, I never thought I'd be one of those people. Man, they're getting too politically correct. They being too. It's now. It's like it's too far. Like people get offended on every single word you say. They're
Yep.
bringing up old tweets.
I think
Yep.
what's happening is by trying to be inclusive of everyone, they're over defining everything.
Yep.
Just let people be who they are. Just let them be who they are, you know?
Yep.
You ever watch like an old '80s comedy? The shit they say in those movies, and
Yeah.
it'd be the kid movies at that. What was the movie? Monster Squad. But the little kids who was fighting Frankenstein and the werewolf and stuff. You remember that movie?
I never seen that one.
They say the F word. They say retarded. They say everything in that movie, and it's like PG-13.
Dang.
So I mean, it. I know you don't want. I mean, it's like the word spaz.
Yeah, what's wrong with that word?
A lot.
Uh-oh.
No, but Alex says you literally can't say anything at this point. People mouths are being sewn together and wired shut. Yeah. And like when Lizzo had said the word in the song, Lizzo and Beyonce said the word in the song, and everybody was freaking out. And like people were calling her a nigger and stuff. I'm like, yo, you're not helping your case.
Oh, they have no problem with that word.
Yeah, it's like so. This is what we own now. I mean,
Now, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
We were talking about the word retarded and how we meant it. So, the correct term for someone that's on the spectrum is developmentally disabled or developmentally delayed. Correct?
Now they're saying special abilities.
No, those are superheroes. Those are the Avengers. but if you win if somebody told you something, say, oh man, we should rob a bank. And you wanted to say that's retarded. And you said that's developmentally disabled. Then you're being offensive.
Yeah.
Because you're purposely pointing out something that is a medical term.
Right.
To describe something that you think is complete. I think people don't. Maybe we should just promote the word asinine, and then people would understand it. Okay, don't say retarded. Say asinine.
That's a better word. I like that word.
Yeah, but how long before they say you can't say that?
Okay, unless asses start talking, nobody's going to be offended by that, because that's the only thing I can think of in the root of that word that would be offended.
And like the people who try to gatekeep these words are like turning like the biggest Karens in the world.
Yeah.
They're black Karens, they're white Karens, and it's like, yo, you need to relax.
I don't know if there's any black ones.
There are. There's a woman had to unfollow on Twitter because you remember the movie Soul with Jamie Foxx, the cartoon. She said that it was whiteface because the ghost went into Jamie Foxx and was talking in a female voice. He said it was whiteface. And it was very offensive. I was like, okay, you have issues. You need to resolve your issues and what anger you have and enjoy life, because it's a kid's movie. It's not that, it's not that deep.
Right.
And that's where we at in the world. So, but now people are starting to, not fight back, but just like, you know what? I'm just gonna say stuff. If it offends you, I'm sorry. But I mean, there's only like 3 or 4 major words that we're not gonna say. Well, I'll probably say one, the N word. I'll probably say nigga a couple of times, but I'm not gonna say F word or I'll give you that. I'm not gonna call you a
WHORE.
No, it rhymes with slammy. I'm not gonna say that word because I have transgender friends and I respect them for that.
Okay.
Oh, okay. We was both trying to figure out what that word was.
But for the most part, you're not gonna take other. Alex says the C word.
Well, they say that in England all the time.
Call me that all day long. I love it.
What, a coward?
Okay, if that's the C word you want to pick,
what's a C word?
Cunt.
Yeah.
That's always been? Is that highly offensive now?
It's always been highly offensive.
I mean, but
women flip their shit.
Not over in England. They say it all the time.
Okay, it's been offensive, but is it like people canceling you over saying cunt?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I don't think like that.
Because most people don't say it. It's very rare that you hear it here in America.
Right.
Because it's such an offensive word.
Isn't it funny?
Well, look at think about what they call cigarettes in the UK. And there's the one freaking, huh?
What they call what?
Cigarettes in the UK.
What do they call them?
They call them fags.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep. I've never heard that.
Yep.
And there's the ones getting upset about spaz. I'm like, hold on, look what y'all call cigarettes. Don't call, what I'm saying?
Okay, so when you're calling a cigarette that, you obviously don't mean you're calling a gay man that, so that shouldn't be offensive.
If you're over in the UK, it's not offensive at all.
Right.
But I think